What up, headphone nerds? It's Jason here from Custom Cans, and we're just going to go through what's changing with the Sennheiser HD25 for 2023, because things they be happening. First of all, and most excitingly, in this latest batch of HD25s we've had through from Sennheiser, they've had a stealth update, which is possibly something good. As you know, these are basically indestructible. They're industry standard for DJs and outside broadcasting and things, because you know you can drop these from any height, drag them around, they'll keep on ticking. They sound great, they isolate great, that kind of thing. They've got a lot of good things, the Sennheiser HD25, but the thing that tends to go wrong with them, if something's going to go wrong, is you get a slightly loose connection in one ear cup where the socket's at the top there. This has been an ongoing problem for years, which they've been attempting to do minor updates to kind of sort out, and I think we're just about there. So, Mark 1 HD25, the pins on the cable were basically squares of metal, and eventually they would kind of eat away at the springs inside. So they updated them with the Mark II HD25 to round pins. Seemed to fix the problem a bit more reliably. Then, still getting the problem, the sockets in the Mark II had a small gold pole, and then the spring that these pins attached to touched to that, and the gold pole was soldered to the driver. Now then, if you've got a little bit of dirt or something in between that gold pole and the spring, it would lose a connection, so it's a point of failure. So in 2020, they started soldering the drivers directly to the springs which attach to these pins, thus taking out part of that issue. But you would still occasionally get some kind of oxidization or something in there after a few years, which meant that you'd start to lose connection. And we introduced gold springs for the HC25, and we started selling them, and it was a disaster, because like 50% of the people that bought the springs off us managed to break their headphones by trying to fit them. So it's a service that we could offer here, but it took probably half an hour to an hour to do, and it just wasn't a cost-effective thing for people to send their things in to have the springs upgraded to gold springs. So the gold plating on the springs, much like on most headphone jacks and stuff, meant that you didn't get corrosion and things like that. You tended to get a more consistent connection over years. And now, in the latest 2023 batch, Sennheiser have started putting gold springs in them. So, I don't know whether it was our idea that they saw, because I don't know. I think Sennheiser and Beyerdynamic kind of watch what we do occasionally, just making sure we're not causing trouble. But occasionally we come up with a good idea. And it looks like they've followed that through into the production model. So now, the latest ones that have just come out this year, this month, now have gold springs inside. Let's just see if we can take a look at the glory of the gold springs. So there you go. Lovely gold springs inside, soldered directly to the driver. There are very few things that can go wrong now. So, well done Sennheiser. I think you fixed it. There was also an issue with inconsistency with the glue that they were putting in. That seems to be better. We haven't had many that have died due to glue-related issues. So, I think they've got their technique down. Good job. Good job. And while we're on the subject of exciting things happening to the Sennheiser HD25 in 2023, oh my god, there's so many 20s. Difficult to say. What's this I hear you say? Is that some Sennheiser HD25 with aluminium ear cups? Yes, Americans, I say aluminium. And I say it in a condescending manner. Or aluminum. And yes, we have got aluminium ear cups machine. Now, as you remember, for the 25th anniversary, Sennheiser did the aluminium HD25, and we're kind of trying to bring that back with a slight twist. We've just updated the design of the ear cups, kind of smoothed it off, a bit like a 2000s Blobject. Super smooth, shiny, futuristic thing. So that's a bit exciting. We're just waiting for the hinges to be finished. So we're going to have matching aluminium ear cups and hinges soon, and we will be selling the parts so you can change it yourself, or we'll be selling Sennheiser HD25s with the aluminium parts already on. The other thing, which we have attempted to fix, you never know, Sennheiser may add this feature in the future. Another downfall of the HD25, which doesn't affect DJs really in any way, but if you've ever tried to use a pair while you're out and about, there is a lot of what they call microphonics coming from the cable. As the cable rubs over your skin, it transmits sound to the ear cup, and that's because the driver is directly attached to this pole in the center, which the cable is attached to. So the cable is very tightly coupled to the driver, so any vibrations on the cable get transmitted to the ear cup, so you end up hearing it in your right ear. When you're DJing, it's fine, because you're in a loud environment, you're not going to hear that. If you're just walking around town, as it rubs on your clothes, you can hear that. So in an attempt to mitigate that, we've come up with this new little product here. So it's a different cable clamp which goes on there, and it's basically attached to the cable with a little bit of a spring in between, meaning that it can absorb some of those vibrations, especially the higher frequency ones. So it sounds more like a rather than let's use the magic ears to demonstrate what I'm on about. Yeah, this is like a prototype, but we're hoping to have something soon. Because it's just a little part, we can probably produce it quite cheaply. I don't know, like £6 or £7. You can screw that on and it'll reduce that microphonics you're getting from the cable. So as I said, early prototype, still tweaking, but let's have a look. So here is the standard cable. See, as I rub my jumper against it, you get that annoying noise. Here's the one with the new cable clamp. And as I rub my jumper against that one, it's less harsh. It's a more chilled out, pleasing tone that you can kind of ignore. So it kind of reduces the volume, reduces those high frequencies. We're not quite, I'm relatively pleased with it. It was something I've been imagining for a while. And now I've kind of got the design chops to actually make that kind of thing. Once we get the new parts in for the hinges, which should be in about a month, they're being manufactured at the moment. It's one of those things when you're a small business, you can't throw too much money out at the same time. We've got the ear cups manufactured. We're waiting another month for the hinges to be manufactured. Obviously, you should like and subscribe, but I'm going to bribe you to do that this time. Basically, once we get our hinges in, it's going to be about a month before they arrive because they're still being manufactured. There's a few little tweaks which needed doing, so those should be in about a month. We will give away a pair of these to one of our subscribers. So we'll do a little launch video when they come out, and we'll give a pair away to one of our subscribers. So it's a really good excuse to get subscribed. Subscribe to our stuff. Hit the bell if you want to know when the giveaway is coming, because obviously there'll be stuff in the video that you have to comment on, that kind of thing. But yeah, hit subscribe, get a chance to win these soon, and also let me know what you think. What do you think of our new advances? Anyway, cool. What's this? Oh, aluminium. Aluminium. With aluminium ear cups? Yes, Americans, it's aluminium. I don't know, what is it? Aluminum. Aluminum.